So now I'm giving a demonstration about, HTTP post method. So I already told you that, the post method is used in order to create a record on top of the data structure, isn't it? So now obviously we require there is a import request is the package need to be import according to the Python. Otherwise, we'll be not able to perform the API testing. Okay. Now import JSON. Now what I'm doing here, I'm writing a code to create what data you wanted to create in the form of dictionary format, dictionary data structure, or JSON data structure. How we are going to create there is a payload. See, payload is nothing but data. So whenever we conduct an API communication, the data is going to be a payload. Payload means what is the actual data you wanted to create. So for that reason, we'll be taking, yeah. So now what you wanted to create a name is the key. The value will be Srini, comma, job. Her job is, isn't it? QA. QA is her job. I want to create this kind of a data onto the endpoint available at another side. Now, obviously, you go here. Now you go here, class, capital T, post method class. Here, definition, test underscore post method. So what I'm doing here, response is equal to request dot, isn't it? Post method, not get method. Now we are using a post method. I hope you are seeing there is a post method is available. Post method. So what I'm trying to post here, yeah, this is the URL we supposed to post. And what is supposed to be post here? That we supposed to pass data. We supposed to pass the data. What is to be created, right? Now, comma. If you look at here, data is the property of the post method. Data is equal to payload. We supposed to pass payload here. So that this data payload is going to be create a new data over the existing API endpoint. So whether it has been created or not, we wanted to confirm. Now, if successfully data created, it will be print response dot status code. What is the status code I want? I am expecting 201. 201 is the status case, indicates the data created successfully. Yeah. So now if you want, you can able to write asset response dot status code is equal to 201. Then this the test is going to be passed. Otherwise, status code mismatch. Let me execute now. And otherwise, you can able to print, in the next status, you can display the data. Let's, what is that? You just try to execute here. Pytest -es -v and API Okay. HTTPS post method. Yeah. So one particular test case is passed. One test case is passed. Now, similarly, you can write another test case, test underscore post method 2. Now here what I'm doing here. So I am just trying to print the data. I am trying to print the data. Copy. What is the data I have created? Data is equal to response.json. Response.json. Now that data I am going to print. If the data is created successfully, now you write a asset, isn't it? Asset response.json name is equal to Srini. The name which was created in API and the name which I am expecting as a Srini, then test case is going to pass. Otherwise, names are mismatched. Names are mismatched. Let us execute again. So both test cases are passed. Are you seeing, guys? Now another method I am going to write. Definition test underscore post underscore method 3. Okay. Now what I'm doing here, I'm not comparing the name, I'm comparing the designation. I'm going to compare the designation called as, job. Copy. I'm going to write. Another method is that here rather than name, I'm going to compare the job. The job I have specified is that QA. Otherwise, job designation mismatched. Clear? Let us execute again. Yeah, 3 cases are passed. Let's see whether the data has been printed or not. Let's 1 second, just hold on. Yeah, if you look at Srini is the name and job will be QA, ID will be 9888. Created at this particular time, it is created. I told you already, post method is used to create a new data record as part of the API endpoint JSON data structure. So now it is created and we have compared also. Everything is created and name designations are matched. Therefore, API endpoint has shown that 201 as a successful result. 201 will be successful result. Are you clear, guys? Yeah. So you have learned how to use the get HTTP method in order to perform the operation called getting the data from the API endpoint. And you have learned how to create a new data using the post method over the API endpoint is also you have learned. Yes or no? So let's go to, you know, another method. Let's go to another method is that, what is the another method? Put method. Yes, let's go to there is another method is called as a put HTTP put method. So now in the theory, see, post method is to create the data, but whereas the put method is used to update the data, like, update method. in the database management system in MySQL or MongoDB, whatever the update operation will do, similar way put data is going to be update the data. So whenever if you go to here, if you click on put method is to update the data. Post method is to create a fresh data, but put method is to update the existing data. Patch method is to update a single field in the data. Delete method is to delete complete data. This is how we supposed to be perform all the operations. Let's see now what I'm doing here. Let us going to the same put method. Clear? So in the put method, these are all operations are common, like import, request, import, JSON, import, what is that another one? Request, already done request, right? I think not necessary, other things. Isn't it? So now here, now I'm creating a class, which is, test underscore put method. Definition, test underscore put method. Here response is equal to request dot put method. Now, if you wanted to work with a put method, we want, what exactly we require, isn't it? So we require, we need to create a data. So what is the data is supposed to be created here? So here we are going to create a data, right? Which is called, payload. So payload is equal to, here I'm going to change, what? Name I'm changing as a Venkat. So earlier it was the Srini, now I'm changing it as a Venkat. So now similarly, here is supposed to pass the URL where to update. So now put method, in the put method, I'm going to be, you take here, if you update the data, you are going to get response as a 200. But if you create the data, you are going to get the 201 as an answer, as a status code. That you have to remember. If you update the data successfully, you will be get the response code as a 200. In this particular place, I would like to change the, in place of Markivs, I'll be created as a Venkat. Then here, the response you are going to get as a updated it, not a created it. By seeing this particular thing, we have to understand that the data has been updated. At what time it has been updated will be given to you. Whenever you apply the post method, you are going to get here created at message. But here, when you apply the put method, you are going to get updated at method you are going to get. Let us see now. Let us go ahead. Let's copy this particular link. Okay, paste here. Okay. Now, comma, data is equal to payload. Yes or no? So now print status code. What is the status code you are expecting? Comma, response dot status code. What is the status code you are expecting? 200 as a response code. 200 as a response code. Whenever you update, asset, response dot status code is equal to 200. The updation will be happened successfully. Obviously, okay. Otherwise, status code mismatched. Yes or no? Clear? Now, if you want, you can able to print the data also. Now print a response dot JSON. That status will be given. Clear? So let us execute. Let us execute now. Here, what is the put method? Put method. Dot p1. Yeah, test case is passed because the data has been created, and if you want, the data can be seen also, and it can be show you that it can be show you that there is a name has been updated as a Venkat. It is updated at what time? It is, obviously 2023, 12th month. It is going to be 28th. It's a GMT time, we can say. So put method used to be update data over the, things. So here, not only we can update the name, we can also update the, job also. We can able to update the job also, comma job as, what? Data analyst. Yes, sir. Now again you execute, and again you can able to change the name. Rahul, you can change the name. Yes, test case is passed. You see the data whether it has been updated or not. Yes. So you see here, name is equal to Rahul and job is equal to data analyst updated at this particular point of time. So put method is to update the data existing thing and it is updated at. So the difference between patch method and update method is that the difference between patch and updated is nothing but in patch method we can able to update a individual value. Here we can update an individual value. Both will be update only, put and patch method. But an in single thing can be updated using patch method. Put method, both fields can be updated at a time. So let's go to the patch method. What happens you see? Now I'm going to create, there is another file, http patch method. Now just trying to copy the entire thing. Copy, paste. Now instead of data analyst, I'm going to change only name. I'm going to change it as, what? Abhi. Abhi. Only one field I'm going to use, and instead of this put, I'm going to use patch method. So if we perform patch method, obviously you are getting as, output as a 200 as error, 200 as an output error. So let's execute and check once whether it is going to be changed or not. Clear? So one test case is passed. Obviously here the data has been updated that, 1 second. Yes. So here the name has been updated as an Abhi and updated at. And obviously the status code is going to be 200 whenever you are going to perform the put method as well as a patch method. Both will be useful for the, obviously for the updation of the data. So lastly, we have the method called as a delete method. Delete method is to be delete the data. Once the data will be deleted, I am expecting as, what, there is a status code will be there. If you look at delete method, if we delete a particular record, I'm expected successfully deletion 204 will be a response code will be sent by the API HTTP point. So let us copy this particular thing. So now I'm going to copy this particular URL. I'm trying to delete it. Yeah, let's go to here and I'm trying to create one Python file. HTTP delete method. So obviously import request. Obviously we are not passing in JSON file something kind of thing. So just simply, class, and the class will be test underscore delete, and definition test underscore delete method. What I'm doing here, response is equal to request dot delete method. Delete method. So delete method, what I'm trying to do here, just I wanted to delete the record which is existing on to this particular relevant URL, isn't it? So once the deletion will be successfully happened, what is going to I'm expecting asset, 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 response dot status code is equal to what is that status code? 204. 204. 204 indicates the relevant URL data has been deleted successfully. Else, deletion unsuccessful. Yes or no? Let's see now. Let's execute this particular code. Here, rather than this HTTP, delete method dot py. Yeah, if you look at, so 204 is equal, therefore the test case has been passed. Yes or no? So now you can see that, here. So whenever you are going to delete, that you are going to get the 204 as an answer. That's we have. Otherwise, the test case might not pass. In case if you're trying to make 204 as a 203, actual test status could have sent 204. Is 204 is equal to 203? No. Obviously, you see the output now. Test case is going to fail. Deletion unsuccessful. What happened? 204 was sent by the API request, but you are comparing with 203. This is how HTTP methods like get method, post method, put method, patch method, and delete methods are going to be useful in order to perform the API testing on the JSON as a data structure. Very quite commonly, we perform API testing in most of the situations. You can take up some other free API endpoints, and then you can able to perform the corresponding operations. So, do you have any questions so that I'll be stop and I'll be give you these all programs to you. Please, you can able to take them. I'm giving you the programs. Just hold on, please.